Hype.
Welcome to the Yo Angelo podcast, first annual Waifu tournament. Today, I'm joined by Tristan, Lucas, and Will, and we're going to decide definitively who the best girl in all of anime is. Do you guys have
The
any opening
anticipation is
remarks?
killing me.
Oh, not necessarily. I think it's gonna be a very casual little debate.
Wait,
No
people talking.
no heated emotions, hopefully.
No, that's always the hope, but
Oh god, I can't hear anything.
we'll see.
When it comes down to the wire, it might
Goodbye, Lucas. The pressure was too much for him.
There we go. We're back.
Okay.
I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about how much I respect women. I know it's probably something that none of you guys would have mentioned during this, but I think, we're doing this to honor women, their beauty, both mentally and physically, and I think that's really important to say, and I want to point out that I was the first to say it.
And will you be
yeah.
judging them based on their personality or how they look?
Yeah, exclusively.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Sounds good, man. Alright, let's get this going. Starting off, we have Shiki from Garden of Sinners versus Asuna from Sword Art Online.
Oh wow.
Does anyone have any
Oh,
strong opinions either way?
see that's an interesting one off the start, to be honest.
See,
And
this
I would take Shiki, but I know that others may not agree with that take.
this is a very tough one for me because Asuna is like one of the first girls in anime that I was ever like, yo, So, but Shiki, she's like,
Like really
Shiki's Shiki.
underrated.
See, like something cool about Shiki too, for all of our viewers that and Tristan that don't know, is that Shiki's also a guy and a girl at the same time. But it's kind of confusing. So we'll just go
And
with
is that a benefit for you?
I'm not gonna say either way, but
Okay,
I think I personally would be choosing Asuna.
I see.
Tristan.
Okay, I'm looking at pictures of both of them. I'm getting a lot of girl boss vibes from Shiki. She definitely looks like, somebody who's responsible for herself. I see her holding like knives and weapons in some of these pictures.
Hmm.
Whereas Asuna, on the other hand, also, looks like a very strong and independent woman, but kind of more in a feminine way. Looks a little bit weaker. She's got strange ears.
Oh yeah,
But
she's an
I
elf in
think
that one.
overall, I like Asuna's hair color better, so I'm just gonna go with her.
Looks like we have Asuna from Sword Art Online moving
Gonna say
on to
awesome.
round
Awesome.
two.
All right, I respect
Easy
it.
choice.
How do I just drag it? What the fuck?
Hit
Click
the
on
arrow thing, I
freak.
think.
Mark is in progress.
Click
Oh,
click that like pencil tab thing. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta do
Forward
this
slash.
every
Oh,
time?
listeners,
Wait.
there
Portal.
we go.
listeners, Zach
It,
is
it was
fucking
it
this
was a
up.
3-1. It was 3-1, Zach.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right, you're right. You're right. All right. Now we're moving. Okay.
There we go.
Next matchup we
What
have.
what what's the tiebreaker?
Sean.
Uh, yeah.
That's a good
Sean's
question, and
he's our
oh yeah, we do have
tiebreaker.
Sean in the back. We can also
I can also just have a coin flip up if we need to.
fair enough. That'll work.
Sean's down here
Yeah.
for the long
Respectful
haul.
to Sean.
Okay, sounds good. We'll use Sean until Tristan has to fall asleep.
Okay.
Valid.
All right. Next up we have Mako from Kill la Kill versus Makise Kurisu from Steins Gate. This is another toughie, but
Not tough for me. I'm taking Kurisu.
I mean yeah, but like to
Like
play.
I respect Mako. She was a pretty entertaining character, but at the same time, like even comparing her to another woman from her own show, Ryuko, it's just not even close. And I would take Kurisu over Ryuko as well, which might get to later. But I just have to go with Kurisu. She's
Yeah,
just an absolutely elite waifu.
That's confidence that she's going
I
far.
can respect that, and Kurisu does have maybe one of the most important character traits of all of them, the fact that she is a tsundere.
That
So
is facts.
I think I would personally lean towards Kurisu too. What do we got from Tristan and
Kurisu,
Lucas
of
though?
course.
Okay, yeah.
It was kind of mean. Like I'd be intimidated to talk to her, whereas Mako, she has a cute sailor costume, so that one's pretty easy for me.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
would be a schoolgirl costume for Mako.
Oh well, they wear it in Sailor Moon, so I think it's obvious to connect the dots.
Yeah, those are also schoolgirls. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, is it Schoolgirl Moon or is it Sailor Moon?
Yeah,
He's
that's a
got
I
a
good.
rest my
point.
He's
case.
got a good point, and for that, Kurisu still moves on as the winner. Taking quite a bit to save here. All right. Next up, we have Eyes Wallenstein from Don Machi and
Wow,
Yoko
the new last
Littner
name.
from, yeah, you know me, from, and Yoko is from Gurren Lagann.
Now, for many of the longtime fans of this podcast, you would know that the only reason I'm watching anime today is because of Yoko and because of how hot I thought she was when I first saw her watching anime. Because I didn't actually think Gurren Lagann was a particularly good show, and I probably never would have watched any more anime, so I have to go with Yoko here, the Homer pick.
Honestly, I can completely respect that, and this is a very tough decision for me. But I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in for Eyes. She's kind of bad, and she's literally like the strongest one in that the strongest adventure human whatever in that universe. So like I don't know, man. That's kind of hard to pick between the two of them. They kind of represent both like the badass women type thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I actually can't read the text, so I only see Yoko. So I typed that in for Google Images, but that just gave me Yoko Ono. I definitely think Yoko Ono is kind of a girl boss. I'm a big Beatles fan, and I think she gets a bad rap. So I would definitely vote for Yoko here.
I'm going Ice, without a
So
doubt.
now we have a 2-2 tie
Hey,
here
Sean.
because
Johnny
I'm
boy, get
also
over
going
here.
Eyes.
We got Ice from Don Machi and Yoko from Gurren.
Oh, I'm the tiebreaker.
You are the tiebreaker.
I say because she's a classic, I'll go with Yoko.
Wow,
Let's go.
What a
huge.
choice.
Yes.
Put
That's
it
I'm
on the coin
not the
flip.
biggest fan of Kudere, so this is.
Oh wow,
should be
he's
so
Oh.
he's
close.
he's pulling out the big words.
Yeah, he's
See,
got analysis.
also a big Kiriga, but we'll get to that later. Okay, next up in the next matchup is a Clash of Titans, I would say. We have Kaguya from Kaguya-sama, and we have Misato from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, Tristan, I know you are aware of who Misato is,
This is
so
big.
Buddy, I'm a little more than aware.
I think
Now,
I think I can say with quite certainty that who my pick is, but I would like to hear from both sides.
yeah, interestingly and a little unfortunately, Misato is my favorite girl from Evangelion. So it's a little hard to pick against her here,
And the
but
only legal
Kaguya
option.
is, yeah, Kaguya is my one of my like top three waifus of all time, just from how good the series is and from what she does for the series. You know, she's just like the entire series is named after her. There's got to be Ice Queen Kaguya, so many pivotal arcs that rely around her.
Then don't
And
say
just
I.
in terms of even waifu material, even if she was like a side character in another show, it's just almost unbeatable. So unfortunately, I love the mommy energy that Misato gives off, but Kaguya's got to take the dub here.
I mean, I'd also have to go Kage, which is setting a precedent, and we might need someone else. But I'll
Well,
let you go.
if honestly, you guys both went Kaguya, I went Misato. Tristan, can we get your take from this?
Yeah, so I'm looking at pictures of Kaguya, and she's not a MILF.
No,
So
she's a second year in high school.
yeah, so that's cool, but Misato's a MILF.
Correct.
So
Also,
I'm gonna pick Misato.
I don't know. This could be a big one, but I've never seen Kaguya crack open a cold one with her pet penguin, and Misato consistently cracks open cold ones with or without her pet penguin. So I feel like the choice is pretty clear here for me.
So, Shawnee boy,
But
we got
we're gonna need
Kage
Sean again though.
from Kaguya-sama and Misato from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Oh, he took a deep breath. This is.
We're cutting in
Kaguya.
deep here.
Oh wow.
I'm going with Kaguya on this one.
Wow.
Let's go.
A stunning upset early on, one that I am not a fan of. But next up, we've got.
What do we call it an upset?
I would personally call it an upset, seeing
Oh
as
wow.
I'm
Okay.
fucking
Oh,
upset.
we're getting a. Wait. We got a sentence that was told probably in confidence from Sean. He
No,
said
I'll be proud of that. Sentence.
Misato is kind of a bitch. Not sure.
Oh wow,
Take
scorching
that.
hot take from across the chasms.
The tie
Whoa.
judge might be a little
I-
biased.
So we're letting our tiebreaker vote be somebody who doesn't respect all women? No.
Emotions.
yeah, I'm not. There's a reason why he's not on this podcast normally.
I guess you're right. You're right. There's a reason he's only called in at the worst
All right.
situation.
Anyways, next up, this is our fifth matchup. We have Rui Tachibana from Domestic Girlfriend against Mitsuha Miyamizu from Your Name.
Now, many people know how much I love Your Name, but Rui is just a classic. I mean, one of the first 10 anime I watched actually was an incest anime because I was just recommended to it by so many of the great members of this podcast, and Rui really just takes the cake as a top tier waifu, and it just kind of washes Mitsuha, for being honest.
I'm gonna just completely disagree with you there. I personally hated that show that Rui is from, titled Domestic Girlfriend, with a
You're
passion.
sick in the head.
And because of that, I would immediately place them like one peg lower. Now, if I had to pick someone from Domestic Girlfriend, Rui's the clear choice. However, I like Mitsuha. She's fun and she's cute and she's a normal human being that doesn't get into almost incestuous relationships with her siblings.
I feel like they did get into incestuous relationships,
I mean, it
but
wasn't incestuous, that's why I said it, but
mm-hmm.
technically it's not incestuous. But you
They're
know
not
what
blood.
you know what like niche they were going for, what crowd they were trying to please with that show. Therefore, I gotta throw my vote in for Mitsuha. I know, Will, you said Rui. What are our other two judges thinking?
Well, I'll give Tristan some time to collect his thoughts. I know he's probably
Yeah.
pouring over.
I'm familiar with your name because I've seen it. And that's big for me because I like the ones that I've seen and not the ones that I haven't. But I'm
I
also
counted nine
familiar
total
with
series that you've seen. Just thought I'd throw it
night.
out there.
I didn't even think I'd seen 9 series.
Actually, I think it's eight because I counted Evangelion twice on accident.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I have seen Evangelion twice. But I'm familiar with Domestic Girlfriend because that's the show that Sohan sent all those weird messages for.
Yes.
So I've got just always had that in the back pocket in case he ever like wrongs me. I can always just destroy his life with that. So
I have. We
big
also have the
fan of
Twitter
her
group
work.
chat, so you're a big fan of her work.
Yeah, but I've seen your name, so I'm gonna pick Mitsuha.
Fair
So
enough.
after Mitsuha, the dominant victory, in my personal opinion. But
Well, you
talk.
tried, Will. You really did, and
Yeah.
I'm sure Sohan will appreciate your efforts. Next up, I think we have an easy one right here. We have Chisa Kotegawa from Grand Blue, which is also one of Tristan's favorite shows, and we have Isla from
Ooh.
Plastic Memories. Now, I just like to point out to Tristan that Chisa is one of the girls that dressed up in the Evangelion plug suit in Grand Blue.
Right. I'm familiar. Well, this is the showdown of the two shows that I dropped within the first like 3 episodes.
Wow.
So
True.
really, this one pains me.
This is a big one. I think it's a
Um,
clear-cut victory for Chisa, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree
Not
with
only is
that.
she is the best in her own show with some very very big names in that show, one of which or two of which we'll be seeing later, but she just beats Isla in like every single competition. Like yeah, they're both the shy, quiet, type. So they kind of both fit that same role. That way it's easier to compare them, and I think Chisa just blows Isla out of the water. The only thing Isla beats is
I don't care
emotional.
for Chisa. I didn't like Chisa, and I also didn't care for Isla, but I do care for my friend Mitch, and I think Mitch would like for me to cast my vote in honor of Isla.
That's fair.
I respect it.
Could you explain who Mitch is for the viewers that don't know?
Um, if the viewers are familiar with any like pedophiles, if they have any personal relationships with them, that would probably be the closest comparison I could make.
Okay, thank you for that.
Right.
Do we have any other judges that would like to vote?
Yeah, I'm taking Chisa 100%.
I kind of figured.
Yeah.
I hate to be that guy, but I mean, she's impressive. She's hot as fuck. I won't deny that. But there's something about Isla, I connected on a personal level. So
Wow.
I'd have to go
Interesting.
there. So
That's fair. I
put that
mean,
beer down, Sean. We
listen,
need
I
you
like
again.
Isla as much as the next guy, but I personally, I just feel like it's not even close here.
Okay,
But
okay.
let's see what Sean thinks.
Sean, we're looking at Chisa Kotegawa from Grand Blue
Okay.
and Isla from Plastic Memories. Oh,
I enjoyed Grand Blue. I really did. It was a fantastic show. But I gotta say,
I'll
Plastic
say I
Memories.
heard a butt
Wow.
come in there. Wow.
no.
Wow.
That
That,
emotional.
that
Hang on,
hurts me.
hang on.
I'm gonna have to
Wait, wait,
give
wait,
Isla
wait, wait,
this
wait.
one.
I'm on my headphones. I'm
Did
gonna
he
let Sean hear you guys real
did
quick.
he say did he just judge the two shows against each other? Because that's not what we're doing here.
Zach, repeat that. Repeat that.
Did Sean just judge the two shows against each other? Because
Oh,
that's not what we're doing here.
Okay, I will redo my statement then.
We're listening.
I'm thinking. Because you're right. I did judge the shows, not the waifus.
This could call on previous decisions into question.
I'm thinking because as previously stated, I'm not the biggest fan of kuderes. They're great, but
Right, and these are 2 kuderes actually.
I know. Well, I would argue that Chisa is a little bit more of a tsundere as well. She's got those aspects too.
That's fair. Maybe that's why I'm partial.
Because Grand Blue was also more recent, and I have a better knowledge of Chisa, right?
He doesn't even know the
Chisa.
name. Oh my.
This is
It's very
interesting.
small, right?
All right, Sean. Here we go. Gun to your head. Which one you picking?
We're gonna go with the Grand Blue waifu.
Oh
Wow,
my God.
look at that.
Oh my
Look at
God,
that.
This is
A
embarrassing.
stunning turnaround for Chisa.
You can trust someone like this who changes his opinion on a whim.
It wasn't a whim. I was pointed out the flaw in my thinking, so I had to rethink.
Thank you to our man upstairs. Or wait, man in the booth, not man upstairs. That would be God.
Drinking a beer.
Next up, we have Robin from One Piece and the Priestess from Goblin Slayer.
Is that even a question?
Yeah, Robin.
We'd appreciate no comments from the 5th judge until he's needed.
Sean, I can put the headphones back on. You know, I figured you'd want to hear, but
If you'd like to hear, you can. But so Will says Robin right away. Why is that, Will?
Now I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen Goblin Slayer, and the only thing that I know about it is the gruesome events that happened in episode 1. Um, and I just don't know. Like Robin's just like a really top tier waifu in One Piece. Definitely better than Nami in my opinion. And I just developed such a connection with her over the 1,000 chapters or more that I've read at this point that it's hard to pick against her.
That's fair, but do you know what the Priestess looks like?
I do know what she looks like, but do you know what Robin looks like post time skip?
Yeah. Oh, I'm aware. I just wanted to make sure that
Oh yeah, I know.
that we're
this is a repeat of
completely. Yeah. Okay.
Misato and Isla. You know,
What do you think, Lucas?
I mean, I'd also have to go with Will. Robin, after all the chapters, is my favorite girl in One Piece. So just comparing her to Priestess, who, I mean, doesn't do much, follows Goblin Slayer around. That's about it. So it's a clear cut victory.
That's fair. Tristan, what do you think? Tristan's indisposed at the moment. He must be just trying to figure out which one he likes better. So I'll just put
Yeah,
my 2 cents
no,
in.
this is a really hard one for me, and I think you both understand that. I've been going back and forth, almost to the point of tears. But at the end of the day, I look at the pictures of Priestess, and she's got like a religious vibe, and I feel like if I picked against her, I could be risking going to hell. So I'm just gonna be safe and pick Priestess.
Fair enough. But it won't end up mattering because Robin is the clear victor here for me personally. Um, I just like Robin, and I haven't even reached the point where I met her in One Piece yet, so I have nothing biased besides just looking at them, but I still respect them enough to pick Robin. So she's the winner for this round. Just want to let everyone know that we're at the 18-minute mark and we're not even a quarter of the way through this bracket.
Oh fuck! Holy shit! You never scrolled down. Oh my god!
All right, here we have an interesting one. Now we have our first participant in the tournament that is not of the female sex. However, they have feminine characteristics, and that is Felix Argyle from ReZero. And Felix is up against Erina Nakiri from Shokugeki no Soma, otherwise known as Food Wars. Now, I'm personally not very familiar with Erina, as I have not seen Food Wars, but I think it doesn't matter who would be in that second spot against Felix because I'm picking Felix every day of the week.
I feel
I'm
like
also
a lot.
I'm also gonna take Felix.
I was gonna say Arena's a clean, easy sweep. Felix is just kind of a bitch.
Wow.
Oh, wait, so you said you think Erina's a bitch, and therefore you're picking Felix?
I did not say that.
Wait, I'm confused though. So you said Erina's a bitch, but you're picking her.
I said Felix was a bitch.
Oh, Felix is a bitch.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that one, but take
that one on the board. Yeah, yeah.
I'll put that one on the board for you, and then we'll go over to Tristan for the defining vote. Well, could be defining,
Right.
could be not.
Yeah, cat ears, and that's big for me. So we're gonna go with Felix.
I always knew Tristan was a man of my own. That's quite the matchup in the next round, but we'll get there. All right, next up we
Well,
have.
some of us won't.
Well, I don't think any of us will finish this one in this one sitting. Next up we have Moshiro Shina from Pet Girl Sakuraso, and Alice Nakiri, sister of Erina Nakiri from
Cousin.
Shokugeki, cousin of Erina Nakiri of Shokugeki no Soma.
This one's hurting me.
Personally, I know neither of these characters, so I'm gonna let the two of you who know both of them. Or wait, Will, you haven't watched Food Wars, right?
No, we've seen both of them.
Oh, okay. Well, then you guys can go here.
I've seen Food Wars.
Then
What
go.
are your opinions?
What are your
I
takes?
feel like you like both these characters.
Oh, yeah. Actually, when I watched Pet Girl, I was like, Moshiro was like one of my like top 2 waifus for a while, so I'm gonna go with her just because it's like I don't really want to pick against her. I also liked see Alice probably was my favorite from Food Wars, but I hold Moshiro in a slightly higher regard, so I'll take her.
Fair enough. What do you
I would
think,
also have to
Lucas?
agree.
Now, all I know is that Moshiro is the blonde one, right? From
Yeah.
Pet Girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look up a picture of Alice really quick because I actually don't know what she looks like.
She's a white-haired waifu, if that helps.
Okay, I see.
And no, she's not a Soon.
Tristan, would you like to go
She's
before
hard to
me here?
describe.
Yeah, this one's pretty clear cut for me. Nothing against Alice, but the third picture of Moshiro, she looks like Tendo because she has a suit, and so that one's just a slam dunk above and beyond.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Tristan here. Except this time it's the sixth picture, and she is not wearing any clothes. And this is Google Images, so that's kind of interesting. So I think we have our first 4-0 sweep here.
Wow. Wow. Took a while.
It did take a while, but we got there. Next up, we have two more powerhouses in their own right. Not quite, but still some big names. We have Claire from Gleipnir, and we have Sinon from Sword Art Online. Right off the bat, something that stands out to me here is that I'm judging Sinon based on how she looks in the game, not on how she actually looks. I don't know if that affects the vote for anyone, but in the game, she's kind of bad, and she's got a big ass gun. Whereas Claire, yeah, she's cool and all, but she wears a suit that's another person, and she just gets in the suit.
Kind of hot, maybe.
For some, yes. Personally, for me, it was a little gross at certain points. Was I turned on by it sometimes? Yeah. Was I disgusted at the same time though? Also, yeah. But for Xenon, it was just more of a pure like, yeah, she's cool. I like her. So I'm gonna go with Xenon on this one. But I could understand if you were to pick Claire.
Couldn't. Easy Xenon pick.
Yeah, I figured you would be. What about you, Will? Or Tristan?
I never actually got to Sinon in SAO. So I'm gonna take Claire because there were a lot of scenes in Gleipnir that just were really like, oh wow, and like that kind of thing. So I'm gonna take her.
I appreciate that. And I know our good friend Sohan would also appreciate that decision. What say you, Tristan?
Yeah, I look at these pictures of Xenon, and I see she has like a big gun in a lot of them, and for a lot of people, that's like a problem. I kind of, gun legalization is a very controversial topic. But for me, it reminds me of Fortnite, which I've been playing a lot of. So I look at Xenon, I'm like, yeah, that's somebody I could run squads with, maybe even duos once we get more comfortable. So I'm definitely gonna go with Xenon over the other one. I didn't look her up.
Does just to point it out, when she has the gun, it means she's in a video game. So like, she would literally be the best Fortnite player, probably at least best Fortnite sniper.
Well, I'm actually really good at sniping, so maybe second, but yeah, that's
Right.
still pretty good.
I think you guys would get along just fine then. So Sinon is going to be moving into second round. All right, next up we have Nejire Hado from My Hero Academia versus Maho Hyajo, the legal lolly from Steins Gate. I say legal lolly because even though she looks like a little girl, she's actually like 23. Just pointing that out for the viewers at home.
I never really had any strong feelings or opinions towards Nejire. Like, she was pretty good looking, but Maho really did a good job of bringing back some of those feelings for Kurisu and Steins Gate Zero, and kind of played a really big role. So I'm gonna go with Maho.
I
I would
respect
agree.
that.
Ma-
Wow.
Quite the character.
Wow. Now, I'm not the biggest My Hero fan, and I'm not the biggest fan of like mainly because of the characters. I don't really like any of the characters to be honest. There's a couple good ones, but Nejire hasn't gotten a lot of screen time yet. However, she's kind of bad. Can't deny it. Maho, listen, like if we're talking like my mind's telling me Maho, but my heart's telling me Nejire because I know Maho's a way better character, but I can't. I just don't think that the look she's got going for her is the one for me. I think this is a pretty easy victory for Nejire. Comfortable, I would say, actually. But I'm curious to hear what Tristan thinks.
Yeah, for me, I look at both these pictures, and both these women seem to have extraordinary amounts of hair. Like a lot, just very long, luscious. Not saying it doesn't look good, just saying that there's a lot of people in the world with afflictions such as leukemia, or any type of cancer, where they lose their hair, and I feel like that's hair that could be donated and given to people who need wigs. I just think that's something we should talk about. But I do have to vote, so I like the one with the blue hair, Najiri.
Looks like
That
Nejire will
that
be getting the second vote from Tristan. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're using the platform that you've been invited to for a good social cause, even though the normal cause for this podcast today was something that's maybe not so socially aware. So I actually appreciate that little insert from you right there. However, we're gonna
right. It's not really a big. It's not like a big platform. I mean, my podcast was way more popular, so this is like a step down.
right, of course. If you want to think that, then yeah, continue your delusions. But looks like we're gonna need Sean for this one, Lucas. If you could,
Come over here. I'm sure you've heard who the two are.
So, as very few you probably know, Steins Gate is bar none my favorite anime, and that also goes for the characters. I love all of them, so I think the choice here is very obvious.
fair enough. I respect that. So Maho Hyajo will be moving on to the second round. All right, now this is another clash of some powerhouses. We got Ami Kawashima from Toradora, and we have Aqua herself from Konosuba.
Two blue hairs.
Two blue-haired girls that think way too highly of themselves, and it's kind of cool to see, kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
However, go ahead.
I kind of hold them similarly as waifus, but I hate Toradora and I love Konosuba, so I'm gonna take Aqua.
Okay, so you're doing what I told Sean to not do earlier, and
Yeah,
you're.
but like in terms of waifus, I hold them in almost the exact same regard. So like I'm letting my
Yeah,
emotions get the better of me.
I mean that's fair. That statement actually makes a lot of sense to me. Where they're both like they represent the same role, kinda. I just think that maybe that Ami would be like I don't know, like once you like crack like when you break her cold outer shell, and you get in. I think she'd be much better waifu material, and that's why I'm gonna go with
That's
Ami.
fair.
But you're going Aqua, so now we still have a tie.
Personally, Ami is my favorite in Toradora, but like Will said, Toradora is bad. And I'm not going to say my opinion of the show influences the characters, but if I don't like a show, I just tend not to like the characters much. So Aqua would be the winner from me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you make a good point, Lucas. But Ami is giving me heavy Misato vibes. heavy. So
I
I
would
mean,
say
this
they're
one's
pretty similar. Yeah,
it's slam dunk.
yeah, that's fair. Now,
Sorry to invoke Sean.
I don't know. I don't
Sean
know.
sounds
I don't know if
good.
this
Really
changed
good.
anything, but Aqua is the guy. Mitch. You mentioned him earlier. Aqua is like
Yeah, and it
his
actually that
favorite.
did factor heavily into my decision. I was very aware that Mitch liked Aqua, and I felt like I gave him a little too much credit earlier, so I wanted to make sure I was knocking that back.
Fair enough. Okay, Sean.
All right, so it falls to me again. Well, okay, here are my thoughts on it. Ama is from a romance anime. However, she's definitely not the main focus of it. However, Aqua is one of the main characters of Konosuba, and she's dumb as shit.
Fair.
I'm not sure if I like dumb girls as much. So, while Ami is definitely a cold bitch sometimes. We definitely saw some lighter sides of her nearing the end of the series a little bit. So I might have to go with her instead of Aqua because Aqua is very, very dumb and
Yeah,
also annoying as hell.
I think you're actually understating how dumb she is, but yeah, I would have to agree. So Ami moves on to the second round, and then we have.
I think all women are smart, by the way. I just heard a lot of the word dumb.
I
I
mean,
want to make it
yeah,
clear that I don't think
women
there's
can.
such thing as a dumb woman.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Tristan. um, next up, we've got Hestia from Don Machi versus Juno from Beastars. Um,
I really fucking animal, so
so
I'm going
so
Hestia.
Juno is an anthropomorphic wolf, but that doesn't distract from her beauty as a female. However, she's up against Hestia, and Hestia, as many of us know who've watched Don Machi, is Bestia, even though she's not the best girl on the show. But what purely waifu material, like if I was Belle, like I would have folded already. I'm just gonna say that now. He's got more willpower than me.
Yeah, I would have been like episode 1, like in their like swimwear. So I don't know
Yeah.
what Belle's up to, but
It would have
I'm
been the
also not a
episode
furry,
one.
so I'm gonna take Hestia.
I wouldn't judge you if you thought Juno was a better waifu. I wouldn't call you a furry. Just wanted to put that out there.
I might.
Well, that's your opinion.
Tristan.
But I'm really
I
curious to
I,
hear what
I
Tristan
picked the
says.
girl. Sorry, I picked the girl, not the
They're
deer.
they're both girls, and Juno is a wolf.
Well, I respect women,
Uh,
human women.
so that's a stipulation that I was unaware of. But all right.
Human women.
It sounds like Hestia takes a 4-0 sweep over Juno. Next up, we have Keiki from Grand Blue. It's not her real name, but I don't remember her real name. Versus Yuri from Tower of God. Now, I think I speak for all of us. Maybe not all of us, but most of us when I say that Yuri is like bad as hell and way better waifu than Keiki. However, Keiki has had recently in the manga. Keiki's had her moments, I will say, and I do like her
Yeah,
as a character.
it's also Yuri though.
But it's also Yuri, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Yuri.
A great decision.
See, I feel like those moments have made a lot to me. Yuri hasn't done much in Tower of God. She appeared in the Death Floor and at the beginning, but she really haven't learned much about her as a character other than simping for Ban, which I don't blame her.
Yeah,
Don't
I
get me
mean,
wrong.
I'd simp too.
True, but also consider her crushing your balls.
She does wear high heels.
A great point. Nearly pushed me over, but I'm still gonna have to take Keiki.
Fair enough. Wait, are you going Keiki like when she's wearing makeup or when she's not wearing makeup?
I don't judge a woman based on that.
But like, if you had to pick one of the two. Okay, Tristan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that Lucas is gonna pick the makeup. I think that he is materialistic and doesn't respect women to the core.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, was I supposed to pick
I mean,
my
yeah, but
favorite
like,
girl?
but I appreciate your
Oh,
thoughts on that one too.
sorry, I was just waiting for his answer. I remember watching the first episode that Keiki was in of Grand Blue, and I thought it was so good. Her character was so interesting that I actually fell asleep. So I'm gonna pick Yuri. I didn't like Grand Blue. I thought it was bad.
Yeah, I got that vibe.
Right.
It's okay. All right, next up, we have someone else Tristan will know. We have Fumino Furuhashi from We Never Learn, and then Rei Ayanami from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I feel like right here, since Tristan knows someone, I want him to take it away with the first.
Yeah, let's let Tristan go first this time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I won't look up the other one and have a fair and impartial debate. Whatever. I'll just fucking go by the seat of my pants, which is that Ray is best girl in the movie. So
We're giving you a chance to look up the Fumino. Like I
no,
don't I don't
no,
I don't want to bias the decision because she's actually like a good character.
I mean, come on, come on, come on.
No, like listen, like
Come
between
on.
you and me,
That's right.
quick sidebar real quick. Like yeah, it's pretty obvious. But
Yeah,
I
it's
just you know
incredibly
I just
obvious.
figured like let's just give it a shot, something like that. But
Yeah, right. For the liberal media,
yeah,
the
cool.
libtards are
Hey,
satisfied.
whoa! We're an impartial news network here. Don't bring that.
Sorry,
Don't.
I was just appealing. I was appealing to the Charles audience.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We do need to bring those viewers in. Actually, our viewership from the right is very low. Lucas, what do you think?
This one's rough, because Rei is best girl in Evangelion, but Fumino is something else. But despite that, it hurts to say it, but I would have to go Rei.
You going Ray?
A shocker, I know.
Tristan went Ray too. What do you think, Will?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Ray as well. I remember that she had a lot of clones, so I feel like one of them could sit on your face while the other you're just fucking. So like that's where I'm. That's where my head's at. Respectfully, of course, Tristan.
Why are you talking to Tristan
Res-
about that?
Just because Tristan's brought up that point a lot, so I feel like I need to make sure that I respectfully want her to sit on my face.
I would.
No, that's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
I would.
Again,
So it doesn't bother you that she's only 14 years old?
what I just said.
Well, she was created in a lab, so in reality, she's only probably 30 days old.
Oh, you're talking about the Ray from the movie, right? The one that's like 28.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Fair
Of
enough.
course.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I guess that leaves it to me to just pick one because it doesn't matter at this point. Furuhashi's not my favorite. She's very close to being my favorite from her respective show. However, she's not. And I think Ray, even though she's my least favorite girl from Neon Genesis Evangelion, I still like her a lot, so I'm gonna have to go with Ray here. So Ray moves on, our third sweep of the day, and here we have our last pick of this episode because we are already at 37 minutes, and we're only a quarter through. So
A quarter? I thought we were at least half.
there are 64 different round one matches.
I suppose you'd be right.
So with number 16, we have Rika Takanashi from SSSS. Gridman versus Violet Evergarden from Violet Evergarden. Now, I just like to throw in really quick, thighs, and that will be where my vote goes.
Yep, same here. I'm taking Rika.
Glad we're on the same page with this one. Much as I like Violet, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
See, there's a very important thing you're forgetting.
What's that?
Violet looks like Saber.
She does look like Saber, or does
Mhm.
Saber look like Violet?
It's a great question because if you
Yeah,
asked
but
me,
continue. I apologize.
you asked me back when I watched Violet Evergarden first, I'm like, who the fuck's this Saber bitch? Looking like Violet. And then my opinion's obviously changed, but I've come to realize that if you have great characters with two great designs and personalities, so I'd have to go Violet. Easy.
But did you consider thighs?
But did you consider that Violet equals Saber and Rika equals Rin, and we put that argument to the test?
Oh, if
Saber.
that comes up, I'm ready
seeing
to
a lot of
defend that
parallels
with my life.
I'm seeing a lot of parallels here between the
With
Saber
my
like
life. However, yes, this is basically that same argument.
Yeah, have you also considered Rika treating your head like a watermelon, Lucas, and crushing it?
Personally, I have not, and I'll consider that later.
I'd like you to take that into your argument.
Okay. No change.
Tristan, what do you think?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm looking at Rika. I see a lot of pictures of her with an eye patch, and I think that's just so important
I
to
th-
give a
I th-
shout out
I
to
That's
think
the.
not
I
the right
think you're
one.
looking at the wrong Rika.
Oh, am I really?
Yeah,
Did
that's from probably from Chunibyo.
Yeah.
we possibly use the wrong last name?
We could have looked up the.
Rika
No, that's the
Takanashi.
right name.
No, Takanashi is the Chunibyo one.
Wait. Oh yeah, it's Takarada, I think.
Sorry about that, Tristan.
No, I'm just gonna keep going with it because I think it's really important to support disabled women, and I want to demonstrate, my dedication to all of your disabled women listeners
That's
by
actually our
casting
biggest
my
viewer
vote for
base,
Rika.
actually.
Right.
So I appreciate that. However, Rika with the eye patch is actually not disabled. She just wears it because she thinks
Well,
that she has a
sh-
power shield in her eye.
she could be considered clinically insane.
Okay, yeah, you know what? You're right. She is disabled, but appreciate the pick nonetheless. So that one's gonna go to Rika. An interesting one there to end the first quarter of this. But I appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you to everyone for showing up. Appreciate the honest and insightful debate we had here. Not any real heated conversations, heated interactions. I think those are going to come in the later rounds,
Yeah, certainly.
and I'm very excited to get there. So, with that being said, does anyone have any closing remarks?
No, I think I made my points that I needed to make about the women we talked about today.
What about you, Lucas?
I got nothing.
Does Sean have anything for us?
Looks like a no from him.
Okay. Tristan, anything else? Would you like to show off, like, give away your socials and stuff, and let everyone follow you?
Maybe shout out the Gamers Podcast.
Yeah. No, I don't want to do any of that.
Okay.
Okay.
I instead of making a big statement, I want to cede my time to any women, and give them this time to make any statement they want because it's time we as men stop talking and start listening.
It's very thoughtful of you, but we don't care. So, on that note, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.